This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
And we start with a developing story in North St. Louis. Ranken Technical College went on lockdown today after a report of an active shooter. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. It resulted in a massive police presence spanning multiple blocks near the Ville neighborhood. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer has been on the scene. She's been talking with students and parents. And Diamond, what are they telling you?
Well, Mike and Kelly, students are saying that multiple shots rang out near a job site just across the street from the campus. And right now, police are not classifying this incident as a shooting because there are no victims. Now, just after 11 a.m., that's when St. Louis Metro Police Department had 2 reports of shots being fired on the 4000 block of Finney Avenue. Students were sent an email that said there was an active shooting nearby and that a lockdown and evacuation would occur. Dozens of police officers with sniffing dogs and heavy artillery swarmed the campus, and many parents came to the school to pick up their children when they heard from their students what was happening. They're demanding the school do a better job of informing parents in the future.
I feel like they should have let the parents know immediately. When the kids found out, we should have found out. So.
And you're not pleased with that?
No, not at all. I feel like I should have known from the school, not just my child.
Now, I have reached out to Ranken Technical College for comment, and they say the safety and security of every member of Ranken is their top priority, and at this time, they do not have any additional information. Reporting live here in North City, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
Tonight, there are charges in a deadly shooting in South St. Louis. Dennis Beeg was shot yesterday afternoon near River de Pere Park. He worked for his family business, Beeg Plumbing Company. A company truck was found at the scene of the shooting. Today, prosecutors charged Eric Seitz with the murder. We're still waiting to learn what led up to this shooting.
Police are looking for the thieves who broke into an ATM in St. Louis. Happened around 4 this morning at the Meaties Package Liquor Store at Page and North Sarah in the Vandeventer neighborhood. Some thieves used an SUV and chain to break open the doors to the store. Then they chained the ATM to the SUV to break it open. The manager tells us they got away with cash.
New at 5, a DeSoto, Missouri man has a second chance at life thanks in part to a groundbreaking procedure that temporarily inserts breast implants into his body. The technique was developed by doctors at the Northwestern School of Medicine, which offers cutting-edge treatments for patients with terminal illness.
5 on your side's Holden Kerwicki here in studio with more on the life-saving procedure.
Well, Kelly, Mike, when David Bauer was taken to Northwestern, he actually flatlined, and doctors had to use chest compressions to save his life. He had no idea that breast implants were part of his recovery until after surgery.
Like millions of Americans, David Bauer started vaping at just 21 years old.
I thought it would be a safer alternative, and in hindsight, it just seems like I should have quit sooner.
In his 34 years, Bauer had never been seriously sick up until an April trip to a St. Louis area urgent care.
They're just like, he's got the flu and a little bit of pneumonia in his lungs. Here's a Z-Pack. You're good to go. And the next day he couldn't walk.
David was put on a ventilator at a local hospital.
David's lungs were heavily infected. They started to liquefy. When you look at the chest x-ray, there were nothing there.
In an effort to save his life, Bauer was transferred to Northwestern, where he was put on an artificial lung.
The only way how we could resolve the infection is actually to taking that lungs out. There were no other way. This was uncharted territory for us.
We felt like with the lungs taken out that we needed something to support his heart, and the double D breast implants seemed to be the perfect fit. And frankly, they were the biggest we could get at the time.
This was his only shot, and so I was all for it.
Following the surgery, Northwestern doctors admitted they were surprised by David's rapid recovery.
I feel so blessed. I mean, it's incredible. I got a second chance at life.
While he still faces a long road ahead, Bauer is now using his story to warn people around the world.
Think about what you're doing.
Vaping is very bad for lungs.
It's not good to inhale anything in your lungs other than oxygen, obviously.
The Bauer family has temporarily relocated to Chicago, where David will be monitored by Northwestern doctors for the next year. The thing he says he will miss the most about St. Louis, watching the Cardinals play baseball. Kelly?
Okay, thank you, Holden. Well, soon abortion access will be restored to the state of Ohio. An amendment passed last night in the Republican-led swing state protects some abortion rights. Similar measures are being debated and challenged in Missouri, where abortion is illegal except if a person's life is at risk. With uncertainty around the future of these measures, advocates on both sides of the abortion issue are responding today to Ohio's election.
I think right now we are riding the high of the Ohio win, bringing together coalition partners, community members. The actual next step is frustratingly not up to us.
Our role in that is about educating those individuals who are already pro-life what exactly is happening with these ballot initiatives.
Right now, most of the proposed amendments in Missouri are still being challenged. Any measure would need 170,000 voter signatures by May to be on the ballot next fall.
Just days before we honor the nation's veterans, a brand new center opened in St. Louis that will provide them with shelter and support. Our Justina Cornell reports from the heart of the Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood.
Wednesday morning, there was a ribbon cutting for the Veterans Community Project Outreach Center in St. Louis. Now, this is phase 1 of the project.
So that means 20 tiny homes and a walk-in support center are placed on a nearly 4-acre property in North St. Louis. 10 of those homes are family units, and we're told 5 veterans are already housed. Now, the support center will offer services including emergency assistance funds, food boxes, hygiene kits, resource referrals, and case management. There's a $12 million campaign fund for this entire project, and they're halfway there. One of the co-founders, Mark Solomon, tells me the idea for the Veterans Community Project came about 8 years ago, sketching the idea on a napkin to help homeless veterans. In that time span, more than 3,000 cities have asked for this project to come to their town, but only 6 cities have been selected, and St. Louis is the latest one to join.
It's really humbling to see the amount of support that people are willing to provide to an idea that was on a napkin. It's also changing people's lives, and we're doing it one at a time, and it's awesome. We're going to do as many of that as we can around the country.
Phase 2 and 3 are still to come, and that includes a community center and a total of 50 tiny homes. Reporting in St. Louis, Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
This Saturday is the annual Veterans Day Parade in downtown St. Louis. It begins at 10:30 a.m. Look for the 5 on your side live bus. The route starts at 18th and Olive, and then it goes down 18th to Market, takes Market to Chestnut, and ends on Tucker after passing the Soldiers Memorial Military Museum. At 11:30, there will be a ceremony outside Soldiers Memorial, a celebration, and car show.
Coming